I mean, I've been doing this for 5 months. It's about goddamn time something stupid happened. So sorry for the mishap, but let's get down to business. Hey, Tayfon. Thanks for nothing, bro. Oh, God, I see like, oh, God, this is going to suck my asshole. Fuck me, dude. It's all over my goddamn monitor. Welcome to the Bet Elevator, everybody. Let me just bring in my co-hosts. With me is, as always, is Mike, the Couch Warrior. We got our special get Wiz. I'm going to let you guys talk while I clean up the fucking mess I made on my desk. Congrats.
That was the funniest thing I've seen all week, honestly. That I'm so glad I made that bet with Lou last week. But while he cleans up, I'll introduce the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to the Bet Elevator. I'm Mike, the co-host. Lou is currently cleaning up his shoey. Today we're joined by WizzBets. What's up, Wiz? How are you feeling? You hyped for this card?
Oh, thanks for having me on first and foremost. And dude, I'm really excited for this card. I think I have a lot of good reads, and I'm just excited to be on the show.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I have a few fun props, but a few that Lou's going to be a little upset at me for, but hopefully,
Oh, I'm 44. What kind of life is this?
He is.
What am I doing? What am I doing with my life right now? So that went about as well as I expected. And oh God, Eric is here. So
Eric.
All right, let me try this like professionally. Thank you guys. Welcome to the Bet Elevator. We do a little bit of props. As always with Mike, we do have a special guest, my friend Wiz. We did Liam's show last week. This guy's killing the baseball game. The king of the no-run first inning bet. Killing Wimbledon, except for Bonky or whatever the hell his name was today.
That dude.
Killing the MMA game. All four of us killed it last week, which is why we're running back tonight at 12:30 on Liam's channel. Guys, you ready to break down this card from a prop perspective? Now that I'm only I'm still covered in nonsense right now, but
it's the way you start things off. That's how the viewers are, brought in. You got this. As long as your eyes aren't too watery, you're fine.
No, this is target practice.
That was a fantastic shoey.
Before I bring up the stuff, let me just shout to the chat, guys. Please like and subscribe if you can. I know that is it's part of YouTube 101. But let me just shout to the chat real quick. We got Victor DeJesus, my guy, Weezy's favorite guy. We got Daz. We got Prince of Mischief, who loves my nonsense. We got Brady, who's having a heart attack at everything I do on air right now. Headley one's here. Dan Goldstein, all the way from halfway across the world. Thank you for joining. We got Eric Betts Fights that just said all these things just to give me a 666 donation. We really appreciate it. Dan loves my stupidity. And we got my guy Mushroom, Philly Pride in the house. What's up, Mushroom? Guys, start as you mean to finish. Well, in all fairness, I do have another one of these delicious White Claws.
Hey, like I told you off air, you already opened it. I was gonna say you have to shotgun it.
No, dude, I made a mess. I already
You want him to break his computer?
like my head, like I have headphones on, so I can't hear what my girlfriend's saying, but I cannot imagine it's pleasant, and I'll have to deal with that after the show. But let's get to the props, guys. Let's go. Usually I would make the guest start first, but actually, you know what? I'm doing the math. Yeah, you are going to start, Liz. I'm doing the math. Jesse Rose Clark against Julia Stoyarenko. Jesse Rose Clark can be had for minus 150. A lot of steam. If you wanted her, the number has risen. She was a huge dog, which sounds, it's crazy to me, but she's minus 158. Wiz, do you have any kind of play on this that's plus odds?
Yeah, I do actually. And now it might not be one of the most popular things out here, but it's something that it's been talked about in the community about why people aren't as heavy on Jessica Rose Clark as they should be, which is that little submission threat from Stoyarenko. So the Stolyarenko sub prop I checked plus 350, and you know what? To me, I think that's her only path to victory. I feel like on the feet, she's gonna get pieced up by Rose Clark, and just Jessica Rose Clark specifically just finds her way into these terrible positions. She's a great wrestler, but once she takes it to the ground, she just manages to get her arm all wrapped up. And yeah, that's kind of what kept me off of her this week, just as a money line side. That and obviously the price right now is just freaking ridiculous. So yeah, Stolyarenko sub at plus 350. It's not a bad look.
So I guess this dude that like was imitating Eric last night has infected him with like the devil. And like we do appreciate this. I'm trying to figure out, Eric, find me this plus 6-6, and I am down. I'm auto betting it. Mike, can you top Stolyarenko sub in this spot at plus 350?
Yeah, so no way. I'm not going to be betting that. I grabbed Clark at a pretty decent price. I got her at minus 128, and then I added a bit at minus 140. I agree that she can get caught by a sub here. So I wanted to bring up one thing. I don't know who has access to Bet 365, but whatever they're doing over there, someone's like on something that I want some of, because check this out. On Bet 365, Stolyarenko by submission in round 1 is plus 3,300. On Bet Online, it's only plus 700. Now, Stolyarenko round 2 sub. All right, get this. Where is it? Right here. On Bet Online, it's plus 1,300. On Bet 365, it's plus 5,000. And then a Stolyarenko round 3 sub. Bet Online has it at plus 2,000, and Bet 365 has plus 8,000. So if you have Bet 365, please just put a 0.1 unit on each of those and call it a day. That's amazing. But I don't have that, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to beat that.
So I'm not going to beat it either, but I want to say something important. So last week I hit Demopoulos decision, and this was one of these bets where everybody's like, well, Demopoulos' only path is a decision, or is a submission from armbar from guard. Does that sound familiar to this fight? Does it kind of sound familiar? I'm not going to get here on this fight because you have JRC who, I mean, she should, like, Prince of Mischief just said it best. She should win 90% of this fight until she loses. Yeah, like, this is the reverse Paul Craig. Paul Craig is 8-2 in fights he's losing. So, like, she could win 13 minutes of the fight. But the problem is, how do you back somebody who, like, she's never won a fight outside of 34 seconds? Like, I can't. So this is a total pass for me in every regard. And, like, even when JRC was sitting at minus 120, like, total pass for me. I'm cool sitting this one out. I would suggest that most people do, but it's all right. Let's move on. We have a lot of better spots to get to. And we're gonna go to what I guess I have to say is a higher level women's MMA fight. Jessica Eye against Macy Barber. Macy Barber, this line has gone up since hours ago when I looked at it. Macy Barber right near the minus 300 mark. She opened at minus 155, which kind of sounds criminal. But Mike, you start this one off. I mean, I don't know what you got here. I have an idea what you have here, and I think what you have is probably the only way to play this fight. So go ahead and just win it.
Yeah, I doubt you guys could beat this unless you're going to go for some crazy KO or something. But yeah, I'm going with Jessica Eye by decision. I got it at plus 420. I know it's available right now still for plus 400. And I think it's such a good bet, man. I really, really like that bet. You don't have to stake a lot to get a decent return. I'm literally going a half unit to win like over 2. And I think that she should win this fight. I think these odds don't make any damn sense. I think it should be a pick'em at best. Jessica Eye is by far the best woman she's going to be facing. And I think it's a bad matchup. I think that at distance, Jessica Eye is a much better striker. And Macy Barber, she depends on that clinch, on using her strength. And I don't know if she's going to have that advantage here. So I really like Eye to win the decision. Plus 420 is ridiculous to me. So I really like that.
I don't know what this math equation is here. It's not a parabola. It's like there's a lot going on here. But I'm not betting this fight either. I think the line is way too wide. Oh, you guys can't hear me because I moved my mic out of the seltzer zone. This show's off to a banging start, man. Wiz, Wiz, honestly, I'm like way more professional in this. the shoey was just a fucking disaster from the jump.
You know, I mean,
go ahead, dude.
It's all good. It's all good. There's always one way to start. But I mean, here's the thing. I can't beat Mike's bet. That's for sure, odds wise. But for me, I actually disagree. I think Macy Barber is the rightful favorite. Now, I don't agree with the line. I'll say that. But I think Macy's just a little too much with the pressure. I think she's just gonna bring it to Jessica. I mean, you know what? Actually, I do. Wait, my bad. I was looking at the wrong number. I actually saw Barber by KO TKO plus 450. I think Barber can use her strength and get that takedown, and she has some vicious ground and pound. I think she's matured a lot as a fighter, and her finishing instincts are starting to slowly creep up there. We saw it a little bit against Montana where she was just raining elbows. And I don't think it's a bad look. I'm definitely not going to take that spot myself, but I do think it's viable.
I hear you. I actually looked at this one at first because when in doubt in a women's MMA fight, look at the split decision props and maybe look at like the underdog in this spot. I'm not betting this fight either. So basically for me, the whole event starts at 8:00 Eastern. Like I'm not touching the first two fights, but I want to stress, especially now, because Mike, it's only going to get more unpleasant for you as this video goes on. I do think if you have to take a side here in a weird, it's not like I don't think Barber is the rightful favorite, but sometimes you just got to bet numbers. And I do feel that in a fight that I think I can keep competitive, can she win a wonky decision? Absolutely. And the thing is Ives' decision prop just may as well be her money line. But she going in there like knocking her out in like 3 minutes? No, like her path to victory is like Barber gets tired or she wins a weird decision. My concern with like take on the eye side in general is that Barber just seems to like her cardio is really good. And she comes on like did she win the Maverick fight? No, I didn't think so. But like in the third round of that fight, she looked great. And I think maybe that was like for the optics were good for her. So I feel like I probably have to win the first 2 rounds to pay that off. There's no reason she can't. But let's move on to not these 2 fights. And now we get into like the real fun stuff, I think, on this card. And here's one that like now I get to lead this one off, but this is one that I know that Mike has vacillated on this week, to use fancy words. Everyone get named Mike, Uncle. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of Mikes, Eric. It's terrible. Like, why can't they have good names?
Is this the real Eric or the fake Eric?
I don't know. He didn't ask me to be a mod yet. Yeah, Eric, why were you harassing everybody last night? This is terrible. Eric's a good dude. This is terrible. By the way, when I find the dude that did that if he comes in my chats ever, like I know I have to be careful with what I say because like it's things, but like if I were you, bro, don't come in my chats because I'm not nice like Eric. And that's all you need to know.
I'm gonna bring a bag of oranges.
Like I have plenty of time to figure out who you are. So just be very careful about that. I will start with Tavares and Duplessis. I think Bert said Duplessis. I don't think Bert's right here, but I hate saying Bert. You're never wrong in my heart. You're my man, dude. So I thought about this one a lot. I know Mike changed his pick, and Mike will get to that. I can't get past the fact that like this is a 15-minute fight that's going to be on the feet. There's no way this thing hits the ground. Tavares' takedown defense is so good. And I just don't think Duplessis really even wants to like fight that fight, to be kind of honest. So, like, just I'm gonna give a simple one to start. I bet it a couple days ago. I'm on the Duplessis like KO. You see it right here. This is DraftKings plus 165. It's gone down a little bit. The consensus number is plus 181. I don't see a path where Duplessis wins a decision. I mean, this is another like you're losing until you win kind of spot, but if you're going to give me a dude who just bonks people and I get 15 minutes to do it, I got to take it. Fight doesn't go as one of my favorite actual bets of the week because I do think Duplessis is live to get finished, but he's 18 fights never been to the judges and it's still hanging at minus 135. not my bet for the show, but like, I mean, 18 fights it's a good sample size. And I realize, like, yeah, this is going to be like his decision fight. Like, what's the dude, Ludovic Klein, the other day, like, a couple of months ago, like against, is it Devonta Smith? Do I have the right fight?
Yeah.
Where you're like, how the hell did this go to the judges? Like, and then, so maybe I have, like, there's this pang in me that thinks, like, maybe that's that kind of fight. But I honestly think either Duplessis just crushes this fool in the second, or like he has nothing left and Tavares just comes out and like absolutely just destroys him in the third. But I'm gonna ride what I think is gonna happen. I think Duplessis is gonna knock him out. Wiz, it's plus 175. Do you have a better bet than that?
I actually had the same one listed, but on Bet Online, I just saw it. This was about 10, 15 minutes ago. It's plus 195, Duplessis KO. And then same reasons that you were mentioning. I like that fight doesn't go the distance, but the main worry is I think the reason why that line is so low is they're banking on A, Tavares' durability, and B, Tavares' lack of power per se. Like he's a good volume striker. I don't really rate him as a power puncher. So Duplessis is the side that's going to get finished as like the later the fight goes. But Duplessis is the one that's going to actually have the knockout upside here. So I think that's why that line is so low. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I want to bring this up too. Headley said, "Why not bet Duplessis into distance?" I think that's the only way to bet him. I don't think. Okay, I don't know who this guy is, but oh, okay. Sorry, let me just get rid of that guy. Great. So I want to bring up what Headley once said. Like, that's the only way to bet him. I think the money line doesn't make sense here. Like he's going to lose every minute of this fight. So, like, to me, it's in the distance or you don't bet it. Mike, what do you got? Can you beat the plus 175? Wiz, I'm sorry, I was dealing with some jabroni.
Yeah, I can beat it, and I will beat it. So, real quick, I was on the Duplessis side originally. I switched over after taping it again. I just couldn't do it with the awkward style of his. I think Tavares has the tools to win. But I'll say this. So, I just ran through his record real quick while you guys were talking, and Duplessis has 7 KOs on his record, and he's got 9 subs. Now, I know that doesn't add up to his 18 wins, so we're missing a few over there. But on Tapology, he's got more subs than he does KOs.
We lost you for a second, Mike.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Am I good? Okay. Yeah, my Wi-Fi has been weird a little bit, but if anything, I'll leave and come back. But anyways, I'm on the Duplessis sub for just 0.1 unit. I got it at plus 2,000. It's now like plus 900. So I don't love it as much anymore. I thought 20-1 was a great price. Now, not so much. I guess I would still take a sprinkle on it if I didn't already have the plus 2,000. I just think he can, like, I don't think it's a likely outcome, but I think it's something that can happen in the chaos of this fight. So I'm gone.
Just how about you just tell us the pick because you keep breaking up.
Okay, the pick is Duplessis sub plus 2,000, and I'm gonna leave and come back real quick.
All right. I'm not beating plus 2,000 for this crap. So we're gonna say Duplessis sub plus 2,000 for Mike, and we're gonna move on. Yeah, I got the Fanuc is I don't know that word, but it sounds awesome. So Andre Muniz against Uriah Hall. This is me to start on the fourth one. Yeah, so this is binary to me. It's Muniz round 1 sub, or like I think he's gonna die. I have heard some people have the take that they think Uriah Hall decision is a good bet. I don't disagree with that. I think Uriah Hall is not some legendary finisher. And if he survives the first round, that's great. But people keep bringing up that Uriah Hall survived against Antonio Carlos Jr. This is a while ago. Like, people get older. Uriah Hall's in the twilight of his career, in all fairness. Muniz is a specialist, but, like, he's really good at this. And, like, I don't know what I make of Anders. Eric Anders is a pro. But you want to talk about, like, a dude that's like a physical specimen. It's Anders, and Muniz just owned him. like had his way with him. We'll have to be careful the way I keep going with this conversation. I don't want to become the Iron Sheik on the air, but like he just like he humiliated Anders. Like he just owned them from bell to bell. And I really think that Muniz here, yeah, Hall's never been submitted, but like who's Hall fighting? It's like he's fighting strikers. The last guy he fought that was a grappler was Weidman, and like, I mean, it never got to the grappling because of like a freak accident. So I got to think that I think Muniz can make a run in the division. I think Muniz just gets him down and subs him in round 1. It's plus 175. It's awful odds. I can't bet a round 1 unless you're talking about like somebody against Hunsucker and like giving me round 1 odds. Like I can't bet plus 175 in this case. But if it gets out of the first, it gets weird and it gets dicey. The under 2.5 minus 350, like that's unbettable. Muniz sub is minus 120. I actually like that better than the round 1 sub because, you know, we hit these narratives like, oh, round 1 cardio, like, and then you don't know, like, but I'll start with round 1 sub at plus 175. Wiz, I hope you can beat this one because, like, it's not that great of a bet for this fight.
Yeah, so I actually got the Hall decision at plus 650.
Go ahead, do tell.
Here's the thing. I think it's either Muniz round 1 sub or it's going to be a Hall decision. Like you said, it's pretty binary. And at plus 650, it's kind of hard to pass up on. Although I feel like I'm going to throw some money in the fire here. I do think Muniz is going to take him down and sub him pretty quickly. But if he does not, I will be looking pretty happy in this round 2 and round 3 as this fight stretches out because, yeah, Hall is not really a finisher. Weird freak accident in the Weidman fight.
So Mushroom makes the most excellent point ever. Your asshole will, in fact, be puckered. Like, your butt cheeks will be so tight for 15 minutes. The funny thing is, if this does get to the 3rd round, I wonder what we're even getting at that point. Like, this becomes one of those fights like you deserve to lose it, but yeah, and like, is Anders unreliable? Like, Anders is not like the greatest fighter, like, and I get it, like, and Anders has cost me like a ton of money. Like, he just kills me because I like the guy, and like, and maybe like he's cost me money because Alabama has made me so much money in college football. But like, and Muniz decision, let's take a look here. I've never even Muniz decision. Well, that's just DraftKings. Hold on. Muniz decision is aggregates 531. I mean, is there a path to it? Yeah, there is. I mean, like, could Muniz win the first 2 rounds? He could. And then, like, Hall's not some elite finisher at this point in his career, but man, like, if Muniz is like spending 10 minutes going for subs, what the fuck kind of condition is he in? Like at 1 minute and 1 second and 3rd. Mike, he's like Wiz has got Muniz, or he's got Hall decision. Can you top that?
Plus 650.
What is Hall decision? 650?
He got it at, plus 650. He got it at plus 650. It is now sitting at an enormous plus 85, plus 855 aggregate.
Honestly, I'm on Muniz, but I suggest people play that at least a little bit. I feel like that's pretty crazy. I was looking at a sprinkle at Hall round 3 KO, but I'm not going to play it. Hall decision sounds good to me for a sprinkle. I think Muniz wins. I think he subs him, but there's like no playable line at this point. You can't play Muniz by sub at like minus 120. It's a bit ridiculous.
You should tune into the show because I just said all those things.
Yeah, I wish my Wi-Fi didn't break, but so far so good. So hopefully this time it sticks. But yeah, I'm not going to really add any. I won't beat a dead horse.
Well, you know, like I set this up for a reason, the order today, Mike. So I'm just going to put myself on mute. Wiz is going to put himself on mute. And just talk, bro.
We'll let you do the explaining.
Yeah, so Lou has been so mad at me about this pick all week. But look, I think the logic is there, all right? So I'm on Donald Cerrone by decision. I got it at plus 500. I believe it's still available. And I really don't think it's a bad bet. Look, Jim Miller, yeah, he's looked good in his last 2 bouts, but against who? Nicholas Mata making his debut after the Contender Series, and Eric, what is it, Hot Pepper Gonzalez, who I don't even think belongs in the UFC. So, and both wins were by
Ghost Pepper, bro. Ghost Pepper, and it's a sick name.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Better than Hot Pepper.
He's not Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman. He's Eric Ghost Pepper Gonzalez. Put some respect on his name, son.
But anyways, I'll say this. Another fight that I was looking at when I was taping this was Miller versus Vince Coachell. I think that's a similar matchup wherein he couldn't really take Coachell down, and he couldn't control him either. And on the feet, Vince was better. Vince was better. So I think Cerrone's still better on the feet here. Like, you run back to the 2013 fight. I know that was literally in 2013, but like, it doesn't feel like the matchup has really changed all that much. Everything seems to remain the same to me. The striking is still there for Cerrone. The grappling is still Miller's thing. I think Miller, if anything, maybe became more dangerous on the feet since then. In the pocket, I think he can click Cerrone. I think it's a possible outcome. But I think that Cerrone can win over 3 rounds. I think on the feet, he's going to be better. I think Miller's not going to be able to hold him down if he does get him down. And if he doesn't KO him, and we're going to decision, I'd rather be on the Cerrone side than the Miller side. So plus 500, I like it a lot. I played it for, I want to say, like 0.3 units to win 1.5. I think it's a good bet.
Wiz, you want to stay out of this one, or you want to say something?
You know, I'm just going to speak to what I had just a little bit. And then, Lou, I'm going to just roll out the red card because I know you have a lot to say about this one. But the way I was looking at it, I caught well, I didn't take this, but I'm still debating Miller round 1 KO. Now, for some odd reason, BetOnline did not have any props up like 30 minutes ago for this fight, so I couldn't get the price. It's probably going to be around like plus 300 or 270. I just think Miller is not he's not fading yet. He's not washed. And Cerrone, the one thing, or the big thing that worries me, is that he just did 2 weight cuts to 155 in the span of 3 months or 2 months. And that is
4 weeks.
Even worse, 4 weeks. And it's really concerning. I don't think Cerrone is going to even survive.
But he's not cutting again. It's 170 this time.
I understand, but like me, especially since I train, like I know how hard it is to do these weight cuts at a weight class that's just too light for you, especially when you're that old. And doing 2 of them that drastic to a weight class within that span of 4 weeks, it's death. You're putting your body through immense pain, and that it's in its own is going to weaken your muscles just biologically.
Okay, Mike.
But Lou, I'm rolling out the red carpet.
Okay, Mike. You like a plus 500 shot here. You feel pretty good about it. You annoy the crap out of me with this shit. How good do you feel? How good do you feel?
I feel pretty good. Pretty good.
So
only 0.3 units though, but pretty good.
Oh, I don't care about units for what I'm about to propose to you. So I like a bet that's plus 450, which is, let's say that's about equal to your bet. I like Miller round 2. And in fact, I'll make it Miller round 2 KO if it's 500. I get it 500. So would you say Miller round 2 is an equal bet to Cerrone decision?
I mean,
in terms
honestly,
of like,
I think it's likely to win a decision than that.
But we're talking about, but I'm looking at the odds. We're talking these are equal bets. Would you say you feel good about your bet?
Versus yours?
Here's my proposal. Forget about Chewies. Here's my proposal. Did you ever watch pro wrestling at all in your life?
Hell yeah, I grew up on it.
Okay, I don't care about Chewies for this bet. Hair versus hair. How good do you feel? How good do you feel about your bet?
What does hair versus hair
Hair
mean?
versus hair. It means one of us shaves our head if the bet loses. How good do you feel, Mike? You want to bring this crap to me? You want to bring this crap to me? Hair versus hair. Be a man. Accept the bet.
I work in a law office, bro. You want me to pull up with a fucking buzz cut?
Well, if you're gonna give me messages,
Hey,
for
no
days,
buzzcut hate here, okay?
if you're
got a
gonna give me
buzzcut.
messages for days about how much you like this bet, then be a
Also, how
man.
is that fair? You already have no hair. You just
have
have to
plenty
get
of
like a
hair.
little cut, a little trim. I have to look at my beautiful locks I have to get rid of.
Bro, how is this fair? I'm 44. This may be the last hair I have. You can grow that shit in like 2 days.
Oh man, I don't like this bet. Damn.
Well, how about this? You have to think you have until Saturday. But let's see
Okay.
the ball sack on you, Junior.
Okay.
You want to bring this bet on my show? You will pay the price.
Oh man.
Woo! Let's move on.
This is why I
Mike,
love this show.
Mike, you have 48 hours to figure out if you want to do this bet and sack up. Dan Goldstein will, by the way, I will pay Dan's airfare halfway across the world to enforce this bet. It'll be worth, I will lose thousands of dollars and it will be worth every penny.
Wait, what happens if neither of us hit?
Then nothing happens, dude.
Then you both buzz your hair.
That's what I was thinking.
No. Here we go. George, we love you too, man. George, you're the best. George, a big fan of the community. Gabe Green against Ian Gary. Oh boy, Wiz, you're starting this one. I'll be. By the way, Dan, I'm Brutus the motherfucking Barber Beefcake, so don't worry about me, dude. Wiz, go ahead. Gabe Green, Ian Gary. What's your pick for this fight?
I don't think it's pretty far-fetched that Gabe Green wins a decision here, contrary to the popular belief. I think this might be the fade spot for Gary, although a lot of people are like, I don't know. This might be a little too early. It might be the next fight. But man, Gabe Green can bring that pressure, and I think that decision line at plus 250 might be like a little too criminal, because I think that has a lot of his win equity. I'd say at least like 30% of Gabe Green's win equity is going to be in that decision. I don't think he's going to finish Ian Gary, even though Ian Gary has been touched up by the likes of Jordan Williams, who is no longer in the UFC. But yeah, I like that plus 250 on the decision line.
All right. I think it's a decent look. Mike, what do you got? Can you beat that?
I can't beat it just yet. I've been looking. So I'm also on the green side. I also think this is a pretty good fade spot for Gary. Look, if Jordan Williams was piecing him up on the feet, then I think we're live with the fade most of the time, depending who he's fighting. But yeah, I think Green is live to finish him. So plus 400 or whatever it's at. I kind of like that. I think the reason I'm not picking like a KO or a sub is because I just don't know which way it can go. I think it's going to be one of those like pressure chaos finishes where he just breaks Gary if he does finish him. I think it'll be late if anything. So of course, knowing me, I was looking at the round 3 as well. I don't have a play yet, so I can't top that, but I'm looking at the inside distance plus 400.
Okay, so I'm going to finally win one today and have a prop that I like. So I'm going to say this is like 75% intuition and 25% logic. I love this fight to end in round 3 bet, and I have a reason behind it that I think is logical at plus 700. So I have a bet on Green that I put in earlier in the week, and I'm having buyer's remorse. I kind of looked at the tape again, and I'm like, man, they're just setting Gary up like the same style of opponent, like just a little better. I think I read way too much into the Jordan Williams fight. Like Wiz is right. Like, I mean, Jordan Williams was tagging him, but like it's his debut, and like he kind of righted the ship pretty quickly. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Gary's going to kind of just pick him apart for 2 rounds, and then Green's going to go like he knows he has to like finish him, and he's going to go reckless. And I think Gary's got the power and the precision to like pick him off and actually get him out of there. Or Green can just like savage him. I really believe both are in play late. I feel like Ian Gary, watching his tape, forget about the Jordan Williams fight. Like he's kind of a slow starter. He's a pacey guy. Like he likes to pace himself. But I can see this getting a situation where Gary is very easily up 2-0. And this becomes like absolute nonsense, banana land, weird shit in the third. And it's 7-1 where I get either one just to get a finish. And look, Uriah and Gary, like these kind of like war wins help your credibility more than like that Darian Weeks thing where it's like, okay, well, like the one thing I worry about, like, and the reason I was on like Green early in the week is I watched the Darian Weeks fight and like, did Weeks do much in that fight? No, but like, where was this whole fight at? It was against the cage. It was like this grindy, like kind of nonsense fight. And like, you don't think Gabe Green could do that like way better than Darian Weeks? Like, I think Green could wear him out. Like, I hate these kind of fights because it's like this narrative that like they're trying to build Ian Gary, and I understand that. And stylistically, like Gabe Green is very similar to like his last two opponents, but I think we're gonna get some like weird ass warfare in the third. I'm telling you guys right now, like this is like a lot of intuition on this, but like I've been on this since Tuesday. I'm like, I feel like this is gonna be like a late weird, and I don't know who's gonna get it, but I think it's gonna be like an absolute war. I actually think no matter win or lose, I think Ian Gary is gonna be like a made man here because they're gonna be like, this dude like didn't fight a boring fight, like he went to war. And I'm really looking forward to this fight, but I'm playing round 3 at plus 700. Ain't none of y'all beat me on this one. Just gonna move on. Unless you can. Can you beat me?
Yeah, Mike, go ahead. I just have some comments about the fight after this.
I mean, only if I end up getting to round 3 on the Green side. So if anything, it'll be post show. But I honestly love your bet, Lou. I think it's a really solid one. I like it a lot.
And you're covering like the angle that if Green becomes, I know Green's a tough dude, but like if he's down 2-0 and has to like, by the way, if he's down 2-0, I don't doubt that like I'm gonna lose Green on Green. That's probably fair. If he has to be reckless and go for it, he's opening himself up. I mean, Gary has power. Like it's not like he hasn't. Wiz, what do you got?
Man, I just can't see it. Gabe Green is like one of these gargoyles that comes out of the gates of hell. And he just goes right at you. He's up in your face. He is like the third Pokemon evolution of Darian Weeks, where he now has hands and he now knows how to pressure you and take you down a lot easier. Darian Weeks just doesn't know how to throw solid punches and hit you. He was just like the man can't punch water if it's right in front of him.
And he's got a boxing background. Like
that makes no sense.
It's wild. Like it's like a boxer that throws no punches. Like, what is he? Every guy I've bet on boxing ever.
If he has a boxing background, I have a fishing background, and I know nothing about fishing.
It's like I have an IT background. Oh, fuck. Okay, I do. So let's move on. We are on fight number 7. By the way, we have 15 live viewers. I'm probably responsible for this number being crappy with my offbeat shenanigans early, but thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you can. We are moving on to fight number 7, which is, oh shit, what a banger this is. Brad Redell against Jalen Turner. I forget who goes first here. Honestly, this shoey just kind of
it's Mike.
Fucked me up, dude. So like,
I think it's me, which sucks.
How about we just say Mike's good? Oh, do you want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so like I love the fight doesn't go here one way or another. I'm on the Jalen Turner side, so I'm just gonna give you guys a layup. I'll say Turner in the distance. There's no way I can play him by one prop or another. I will say that this Turner by submission is grossly mispriced. It is a terrible price for this. Turner distance plus 110 just to start. The only thing I'm going to add on this is I know Turner has had some like kind of dicey appearances in the UFC, but one thing that I love is when I see a dude like, look, beating Brock Weaver, like I get it, but like it's like any other sport, dude. You know, you go out there and you like annihilate the opponent. It's like you do what you have to do. What I like is I love Malarkey. Like Jamie War Malarkey is like one of my dudes, and like the first second of that fight, Turner just owned him. Like owned him. I feel like he's a dude that's leveling up every fight. Maybe he's a late bloomer or whatever, but he's leveling up. Like I feel like the under is safe one way or the other here. Because I even think like Redell's like live for a late finish, but this may be a setup spot. It may be recency bias, but like, man, dude, I like the improvements I've seen from Turner fight after fight. And Malarkey's a tough dude to finish. So I don't read too much into Redell getting knocked out last fight. Like, look who he's facing. Like, look, like, I mean, really? You're facing like a future champion. Like, I don't read too much into that, but like Turner could turn this into like a weird grappling match too, and like have a ton of success. So I love the finishing upside of Turner. I'll start with the plus 110. Wiz, what do you got?
All right. So I got Turner sub at plus 700. It's
Grossly mispriced. Grossly mispriced.
Grossly mispriced. I looked at it and I almost vomited. I'm like, what? And then I'm thinking to myself, Brad Redell, his part of his game is his wrestling. And if he gets a takedown or two, he might end up in a guillotine. He might end up getting his back taken off of a flip. And I just think that plus 700 right now, it's at plus 800. It's like a given at this point. It's like, give me the money if Brad Redell gets more than 2 takedowns, I will be happy even if I lose the bet.
Wait, you like Redell to get a sub?
No.
Okay.
Turner. But if the way I'm thinking it happens is Redell goes for a sub. I mean, Redell goes for a takedown, and he ends up in some weird position that just gets him into a lot of trouble.
All right, so sub prop, Mike, can you top it? Apparently, you're like chomping at the bit, bruh.
Who, me?
Yeah. You're like, no, you guys go first.
Oh, it wasn't for any reason other than I really like Turner here, but I don't have anything fun really, so I don't want to like start. But I'm on the sub also, the plus 700. You can't not like that. I do want to say one thing. I told Lou already that I got this, and I just checked while you guys were talking to see if it's still up. It's not. But Bet Online, I still didn't void my bet yet, so I still have it. But Bet Online made an error at some point, and they listed the draw for Brad Redell and Jalen Turner at plus 66,000, not plus 6,600, plus 66,000. So I don't think a draw's ever going to happen here. But bro, if you're going to give me plus 66,000, you know I'm going to put $1 on it to win 660. So.
I mean, cool. I told Mike earlier in the day, I'm like, if I have to lose a bet, I hope that's how I lose it. Like, just hit the draw, man. I also got a message earlier today that if you have mybookie.ag, if you have access to that, they have a mispriced prop where they have Holloway by knockout, like by finish, is plus 5,500. And like, I mean, we'll get to that fight later. I'm not on the Holloway side. I'll just tell you right now. But like, I don't care what side you're on. Sometimes you just bet numbers and like, I mean, how do you not throw like $5-10 on that? But also I know for a fact that Dan Goldstein, he had to hurt his feelings to bet against this guy, to bet against Redell. I know he did. They probably, Dan, I got a catch for you, bro. Like, if you get revoked, I live in the burbs, bro. We're not dealing with Philly, whatever. Come to the burbs, we'll take care of you. But oh, my guy Raw Torque's here. Raw Torque! Redell live after the first, by the way, is a very interesting. Now we're a prop show, but like we were talking about before with like, you know, Hall live round 1, and like this is a very interesting way to play this fight. I think
Redell is always live.
I think Raw Torque's got it nailed. I think it comes down to like, but it also comes down to what you see. I mean, like if it's a 10-8, even if you get plus 400 at that point, if Turner is just owning him on the feet and the ground, then it's not a good live. To me, it's not a good live bet spot. But there's a lot of merit in like if it's a 10-9 round and it's competitive. Like, man, if you get plus 250 or better, I think you have to take it. I don't know what odds you guys think you have to take, but to me, like a live bet spot where a dude looks like he's gassing, like plus 200 or better is always good. I think you might get better if Turner like kind of is dominant. But let's go to the Legends fight. Brian Barberena against Robbie Lawler. Wiz, I believe you are up first on this one. You know, as I said on my Tuesday show, the line movement here is cuckoo bananas in that like Lawler has flipped. I'm not saying I don't think Lawler will win. I'm kind of on the Lawler side, but it's like but like not really. Like I'm sitting this one out from a betting perspective. I'm just gonna watch it. Like I know Mike's perspective on this too. Like it's such a hard, like, can I just watch this as a fan? But Wiz, you got anything for this? It's like appealing.
It might be one of your kind of bets. And
if you say split decision, I love you we're best friends for life.
It's not the split decision, even though that is a good angle.
Damnation.
That is the second angle I was going. It is the yam bag. It is the yam bag fight. I think it is. Oh, look! You better look for that bag.
No, I don't. I have to go. I have to go shopping.
But yeah, I think this fight has yam bags written all over it. Because, man, the Matt Brown and Barberena fight was so dirty, and I think this is the one. I think this is the only one on the card that I could feel like yam bags is definitely possible. Yep, chug that thing, bro. Chug that thing.
You are welcome back on this show anytime you would like to come back. Well, Mike's not beating this fucking shit. You're beating it plus 2,000 prop here, Mike. And I will, by the way, and I'm betting the yam bags here like all goddamn day. I mean, look, Dan knows Yam Nation legit. Hashtag Yam Nation. Get it started, sons. Wow.
Damn, yam bags
Mike, he started with plus 2,000. He came to you with plus 2,000.
I'm upset. I thought I was gonna win this one because I sprinkled Barberena round 3 KO at plus 1,800. It's purely just a play on the age, on the pressure, and how I think this fight's gonna look and play out. I think it's gonna be on the feet the entire time. Finally, Barberena is not gonna be getting taken down for once. And on the feet, look, I think that Lawler is actually the better striker here. I was originally thinking Lawler wins this fight. I just think that the pressure from Barberena is going to be a lot for him to handle. I think that in round 3, he's definitely going to be taking over. And I wouldn't be shocked at a round 3 finish. So plus 1,800 for my 0.1 unit sprint goal. I like it. But I can't win because you got plus 2,000. So
George, I know people. But, oh, yeah. So the clam bags is like I used to call it the no bags to be yammed bet. But it speaks for itself. If you can't figure out what clams bags means, you're probably on the wrong show. Raw Torque likes a ruthless decision here. Hey, man, look, that's why I kind of like the split decision, like as a real play for me. Like I had Matt Brown against Barberena last time. I thought Brown won, but like I wasn't upset about it because it was just a war. And that was a split decision. And like I feel like this is kind of like, look, Barberena's facing another 40-year-old. Again, not there's anything wrong with being in your 40s, but like I'm also not fighting for a living. Like I don't know what the hell I even do for a living at this point. Apparently I drink seltzers out of a fucking shoe. So I don't know what kind of human being I am, but yeah, like it's a weird fight. Like it's a cool fight. Like I'm probably just going to sit back and watch it. And I'm like a huge gambling problem. So like, it's really hard for me to do that. But like, this is the kind of fight I just don't want to like stress about. I want to be like, dude, I just have like, I even looked at like the fight to end in KO and I'm like, but like, doesn't it seem like it's going to end in a weird split decision? Like, doesn't it kind of seem like that's what we're destined here? I may poke at that at some point, but I got you guys down. You're both winning on this one where I got Mike down for Barberena round 3 and Wiz is down for yam bags. And thank you for saying it correctly. My buddy's dad says yam sack, and I'm gonna punch. And he's like he's in his like late 50s, early 60s, and he works for like, well, it doesn't matter where he works, but like he can have me annihilated in like 1 second, like on site. And but I'm still busting his balls for calling it yam sacks. I do not appreciate it. Say it right. Let's move on. Sugar Show. Sean O'Malley against Pedro Munoz. Mike, this is you. Go ahead, dude. I already know a play I like here, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious if you guys will beat me. Like everybody else, pretty much everybody else, I think that Sean O'Malley wins. I think Sean O'Malley wins probably by decision. But I'm not on the show to be giving you guys out, like, what is it, plus 150 now? I'm not here for that. I ended up overextending on Sean O'Malley, and I took a look at my slate, and I was like, okay, I'm not comfortable with this. I've got like 4 units on him. How can I hedge with Munoz? And then I look, and I see Munoz KO is plus 700. So that's what I did. I played Munoz by KO for 0.2 units at plus 700 just as a small hedge. I think that if he does win this fight, that's how it's going to happen. I don't see him edging a decision here. If anything, I think he'll catch O'Malley, and that's the only way I'm seeing it. So That's my sprinkle, the plus 700. O'Malley is my play. I think he wins. I think he wins by decision, but you got to look at the numbers, and I like that, plus 700.
You see this bet I queued up? I'm not betting this at all. I just wanted to point out like that there's a narrative here, like Dan saying like O'Malley decision, don't overthink it. And like I think that's the play. What I want to say is, and this is from experience gambling on different sports, when I hear the same 3 or 4 like narratives all the time, it makes me very hesitant. So all I'm hearing all week is, well, Munoz never been knocked out. Munoz never been knocked out. And I get it. So who's to say that O'Malley can't knock him the fuck out? Because, and we have a fight coming up where I have another knockout prop that you're going to hate. You're definitely going to hate, Mike. But it happens to everybody, dude. It's like Father Time is undefeated, and like the damage just accrues and accrues and accrues. And like, look, I don't think there's any way Munoz can land leg kicks against him. Like, I mean, it's a huge reach disadvantage. O'Malley's getting good at switching stances. Like, look, the Sukumatov fight was like, I mean, honestly, O'Malley should have lost. If Sukumatov wasn't like an idiot. Like, he'd be like, if he says get up, the fight's over. Or if he swarms, like, I mean, it was weird. But like, this whole, like, yeah, Raw Torques, and this is what I'm saying. I actually love this as a prop. If you have round 3 decision on your book, I love this bet. I don't think O'Malley beats him in 3 minutes. By the way, could he? Absolutely. Like, he could. You know, like, don't look at, like, all these past fights and assume so many things. Like, one of my favorite bets I made this year was Guido Canetti round 1 KO against Matinho because it was Canetti's win condition. But you know what I loved about it? Everybody assumed Matinho was, like, this god because it took 7,000 strikes from O'Malley to beat him. But then if you look at O'Malley or Matinho's regional tapes, it was like he's getting knocked out in the first. This was just the outlier. Like the outlier was like O'Malley hit him a shit ton of times. It couldn't get him out. So like, could like O'Malley be the first to knock him out? I kind of think he could. But if he does, I think it's an accumulation. I don't think it's like a one-shot deal. But like, I just think he could accumulate. I mean, I got to think that every time Munoz comes in for leg kicks, he's going to get popped. It's going to be target practice. And so I don't hate, like, if you want to take this round 3 KO prop, I kind of don't hate it. And I may get there. If I do, just check my Twitter. Like, I mean, I'm always honest about my props. Like, I even said, I took Parisian KO like an idiot. And then it hit, like, and I'm like, well, I'm still an idiot. I won the bet, but I'm an idiot. But like, I may get to Sugar Show round 3 to put on a show. Like, I might get there, but you know, you guys have Mike. You had what? It was a Munoz sub or
KO plus 700.
Yeah, I mean, Wiz, you beating that?
So you see that prop you have on the screen?
Oh, you love it. Let's fucking go, dude.
That's the one I was going with. So,
bro, Lou, why do you bring someone who's gonna beat me every time, huh?
Listen, here's my reasoning.
Like, be nice to our guest, Mike.
Hey, you know what? It's all love.
Mike, you could be a jerk to me. Just be nice to the guests.
Hey, I love him already, man. He's hitting my kind of bets.
No, but like for real, here's the reasoning. It's
the orange bag.
I don't think it's gonna be like a flash KO. That's for sure. It's gonna be accumulation, like you said, Lou. And you're gonna get him at his most vulnerable in round 3, where he's already eaten all the damage, where he's probably the weakest. And to be honest, I don't think this is too far-fetched. Now, don't let the price fool you. Don't let the price say, oh, plus 1,100. There's no way this is happening. Yeah, we saw that with the Kevin Holland submission we hit like 3-4 weeks or 3-4 weeks, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we hit that. It was like
Mike was all over that prop. Mike was all over that prop. I know Liam was too, dude. I pay attention. Mike was all over this prop since like when it came out. He's like this. Like He was
There you go.
he was on and now he won't shut the fuck up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Like, no, Mike was on this. He's like, dude, I love this. Like, he nailed this thing like before anybody in the community. He was like, I love this. Like, he loved it.
And it was on the show too then.
But he was on, like, he's telling me like Monday, he's like, dude, I'm on a sub prop. Like, he's like immediately, he's like, I'm on it. Like, he was, dude. I give him credit.
That was a great bet. That was a great bet.
Thank you.
So it's like, yeah, that plus 800 didn't look too far fetched after that just happened. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. But yeah, that was the prop I was going with.
So I want to bring this up before we move on. So Prince Mischief, my guy, saying, hey Lou, how many of these idiot bets cashed this year? I'm curious. So 5 of them. And I'll tell you the 5 that hit. I have 3 Yambags plays that have hit. None of them. I had the Dean Barry ball shot. Because that was, when I look at these kind of bets, it's bullshit like that. Like, I'm looking for, like, why is this fight happening? It was Dean Barry ball shot. It was it was Kennedy and Chukwi against Negramano. And I can't remember the other one. There was another eye poke. Like, I can't remember what it was. But I hit 3 Yambag shots. I hit the Kyler Phillips round 3 sub at plus 3,500. And I hit... and the Kennedy idiot bet at plus 1,200. So, you can suck it, Slam Pig. I'd say he's a troll, but within 5 minutes of the show going over, I'm gonna run to his house and punch him in the tit. So, Prince of Mischief. I make a living hitting these stupid bets because I'm an idiot. Or as Chris Jericho would call me, a stupid idiot. But, it works for me. And, if you guys want smart intellectual breakdowns, that's what we have Wheezy and Monk and Brady for. I'm the guy they let on the channel because I have all the passwords. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it. 31 live viewers. I must be doing 31 of you must be 31 of my lunatics out there must be riding with me. But let's move on. We have O'Malley round 3 at plus 1,100. And Wiz, I'm riding out with you, dude. It's worth a poke, man. Let's go, dude. Here we go. Missed the internet fight of the week. Alex Pereira against Sean Strickland. I am starting this one off.
No, you're going to steal mine.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not, because I'm going to start this off very simply. I like Sean Strickland here. If you want analysis, I have other shows that do during the week. This is not a bet elevator kind of play. I'm going to defer to you, Wiz. Go ahead.
Okay. You're nice. I like it. Sean Strickland by sub plus 800. The play of the week. I feel like everyone in the world is on this.
Do I win if I'm on that too, but I got a better price?
No. We just agree that that's the play. But if you guys want to give context, go ahead. I'm deferring. I'm gonna play it as well, but I'm playing it for a very different reason than you two. So go ahead.
So for me, it was while I was taping the Curtis fight last week, and I was watching one of his interviews. They asked him about this fight, the Sean Strickland and Pereira fight. And he was like, everyone in the gym has been telling him not to make it hard on himself and to take him down because he doesn't want to be in a firefight with this guy. Because obviously, probably the best kickboxer in the world. Don't want to be standing with him, especially with the reach disadvantage and the height disadvantage. He has a brown belt in jiu-jitsu that I didn't know of. And on top of that, the gym at Extreme Couture has been filled with, quote unquote, I'm not saying this in any way that's wrong, but quote unquote, with Russians who have been helping Chris Curtis train for Vieira. And look what happened there. It worked out. So I'm pretty sure those same Russian fighters that helped Chris Curtis with the takedown defense are helping Sean Strickland with the takedown offense. So yeah, that's why it makes sense to me.
And I just want to add 2 things to that. So the first thing is, we keep hearing from the doubters of the sub, a logical thing, this isn't something Strickland does. Why are we going to assume that he's just going to do something that he doesn't normally do? First of all, we've seen him do it once already in the UFC. And second of all, Andreas Michailidis never showed grappling before. that was never really his thing. And what did he do? He won a round. He won a round straight up, just holding him down and grappling. Okay. He lost because then he got caught on the feet. But when he was grappling, he was winning. And he is no grappler, Michailidis. He's a striker. So that's one. Two, like you mentioned that Strickland's got that brown belt. He competes, man. He competes in BJJ actively. I don't know how active, but I know that last year he was doing it. I remember that video where he was fooling around. He did like the jumping, standing, rear naked, or someone did it to him. I forget now, but he competes. So I do think that this is something you can do. And one last point. So I first saw the interview that everyone else saw where Strickland was like, he's not even that good at striking. I'm like, I can stand with him. I can beat him there. Later, I don't know if it was the same interview or a different one, but later on, he was talking about how the UFC is setting this up. They want Pereira to get the title shot. And he's like, they knew that I'm going to stand with him. I wouldn't wrestle. And he's like, I might wrestle at the very end of the video. I really think he's just messing with us when he says he's going to stand. I really think he's going to wrestle, and I think he's going to win with the sub. So I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't top what you guys have to say. I will say this whole like Sean Strickland is Kurt Angle now is like a wild thing to me. But you know, like my initial thing was like Strickland by decision. Like he always promises violence and then like he durs his way to a win. But like there's a very clear path for him. And like, and like, this isn't like just a bet elevator thing. Like, you know, I'll elaborate this more tonight with you, Wiz, on Liam's show and like tomorrow on mine. But like, whenever you have an even number on a fight and like one dude has like, even if he doesn't execute the perfect strategy, if one dude has like a pronounced weakness, you like, how do you not like hit the guy money line? Like it's like, because if you bet Pereira and like, look, could Pereira like just come out and like be like Bruce Lee and just like crush it? He could, but like, you know, we're making guesses just like the rest of you guys in chat. Like, and we all know Strickland can, there's a very clear way he can like make this. And you know, let's say this thing doesn't hit the ground. Could Strickland bully him against the cage for 3 minutes and dirty box him? 1,000,000%. You don't know? You don't think he could? Wiz, why not? You don't think he can like dirty box him?
I don't see that happening.
Well, no, you don't think
he can land jabs? I'm not saying he can't stay with him in the striking, but if he overextends one bit, that left hook is just deadly, man. We've seen way too many people just get stretchered to the hospital there. I understand it's Weezy's ass shaving of the week.
Well, let me tell you something. So Uncle Weezy he's not just the guy that works in my company. Uncle Weezy's my brother. And Uncle Weezy had TJ Brown last week. And Wiz, when we do the stream later, I'm going to have to own up to taking TJ Brown. But let me tell you what Weezy does. When Weezy loses an ass shave in the week, you know what he does? He comes back. He comes back with fury.
But this is the second one in a row.
Weezy comes.
All love Weezy though.
Weezy comes back. I'm telling you, Weezy's coming back this week up all the units.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm telling you right now. Fade Uncle Weezy at your own peril, because he is coming back with all you guys in chat, you tell Uncle Weezy on Twitter. I am calling it. Uncle Weezy coming back with all the units. Because I can talk to him and tell him that. But y'all need to tell him that, because I'm putting it on camera. Uncle Weezy coming back up all the motherfucking units this week. Yeah, he is like a phoenix from the ashes. And I don't know what the hell Larson's talking about, but I'm putting it up because he's my friend. And Mike, why are you so horny right now?
It's because he's wearing the hat.
And he is a Renaissance man. I will say that I do not stand for half the things that he says online. I had to get that out of the way. Thank you very much. All right. Wiz, I believe this is you. We are on to the co-main event. Volkanovski against Holloway. I kind of have an idea what Mike's going to do, and I don't hate it. I will say this right now. If you guys have my bookie, somebody, Papa Chuck, you guys know Papa Chuck comes in chat. He'd sent me we got 45 live viewers. Thank you guys so much, man. If you have my bookie, they have a mispriced prop Volkanovski in the distance is plus 5,500. Who cares who you think's going to win? Go hit that thing for like a couple of shekels, man. You have to. So, Wiz, what do you got on this one?
That's the one. But
You
damn.
like?
Yeah. I actually, dude, on Bet Online, I was checking out Volkanovski KO and it was only plus 325. That was my bet. That was the prop.
Holloway by KO.
Volk by KO.
Oh, sorry. Holloway by KO is the plus 5,500.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if you know
No.
this, but I did a seltzer shoey like an hour ago, and it's giving me the drain damage here. So sorry about that. So go ahead, as you were saying. There he is, and there he is, Papa Chuck.
Sometime.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, please put some money on that. I mean, who cares if it's $5? That is just criminal.
Can I give him credit? Papa Chuck reached out to me on Twitter. He's like, "Yo, Lou, this," and I'm like, "Let's fucking go, dude! Like, absolutely, let's fucking go."
100%. And you know what? He hurt him in the first fight a little bit. But yeah, I think Holloway's chin's got to give. He didn't really impress me too much in that Yair Rodriguez fight, even though it was a war, all-out war. He was getting touched left and right by Yair Rodriguez. And I just think at some point this chin has to give. It's kind of like how you were mentioning earlier when everyone says, oh, this guy can't get knocked. He's never been knocked out in his career. And I've been seeing that way too often on Twitter this week. It's like, oh, it's Volk decision. That's it. I'm like, don't look too much past the KO line. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. You're on mute.
What were the odds on the Volk KO?
Plus 325.
Words. So now there's no line that I can beat that with. So I guess you win technically. I bet Max Holloway by decision earlier. And look, realistically, I do think Volk should win. I just thought the price was good. Plus 320 you're giving me on a guy who arguably won that second fight. In my opinion, I've watched it back so many times. I had so much money on Volk. And I really do think Max won that fight. I really, really do. No fight's the same. So I don't know what to fully expect here, but I still think it's going to be a close fight. I don't think that either guy has really changed all that much. Something holding me off from going Max, like a real bet, is the Yair Rodriguez fight, like you mentioned. It wasn't an impressive performance for Max, not what you want to see before coming up against Volk. But for plus 320, I like a sprinkle on the decision. Mostly I'm just on the over here because I'm such a Max fanboy. I don't like to get too invested with my heart when I'm gambling. So I stayed mostly on the over and just a half unit on that decision. But I think you beat me by plus 5.
So I'm riding this prop with Wiz. And I'm just going to give a really simple statement on this. I know, and actually right on time, Prince is saying it, Max has never been knocked down, whatever. I feel and this is a gut feeling again, but Volk does not want to fight this dude the rest of his life. And I think he wants, and honestly, I think if Volkanovski finishes him, I think it's possible in the next year and a half he's fighting Oliveira or he's fighting Makhachev. I do. I think he's going to move up. I think he's going to just go up. Hey, Prince. All right. Well, Prince, we'll talk after this. But I think Volk's going to put him out. And the one thing I'm going to say is, and this is no disrespect to Max Holloway. Look, man, you guys come in the chat. There's nobody here that's not a Max Holloway fan. You can't watch the sport and not love what he's done. And also you can't not love Volkanovski, a dude that used to weigh 230 when he played rugby. Dude, but you know what I see with Volkanovski every week, every time he fights? The dude's improving. He's still 15, 16 fights? The guy is still improving. And Holloway, I don't buy this whole Zoom training. Look, or Oculus training. I get it. Look, it's a way to preserve your body, and I understand that. But I'm old school, man. Like getting hit kind of matters. And like, I didn't like how many times Holloway got hit against Yair Rodriguez. Like that was a dicey fight. And in all fairness, I don't think very highly of Yair Rodriguez as a contender. I think he's like a flashy dude. I think if Yair Rodriguez doesn't get that like 459 fifth round KO, I don't know that we're talking about him here. Like he does cool stuff, but like he should not have landed on Holloway. And even on the ground, like it was weirdly competitive. It was a strange fight. Like, and Volkanovski is just levels. And I mean, like if you somebody said I think he's pound for pound best fighter I've ever seen or currently, it's a hard argument. Like the dude just goes out there
easily for me.
I mean, like I think Volkanovski is so good. He's so good, and he's only improving. So, I don't think there was any like to me. There were no robberies here. Like
and Lou, you're preaching it to the right person because I'm the biggest Volkanovski fan. I've said it since I've seen him live at the Jones Gustafsson 2 fight. I was live there, and oh man, that was a beating. And I've been telling everyone that I knew. Back then I didn't even have the page. But dude, Volkanovski is the truth. The truth. Anywhere the fight goes, he's comfortable. And I respect it.
I feel bad because like I really do like Holloway. And Mike, I know Mike is like a huge Holloway fan. And like I'm a huge Holloway fan, man. Like it's hard not to love the guy. Man, like Volkanovski is so good, dude. Like he's so good. Like, don't be blind to this. Like, look, by the way, if you're gonna play Volk or if you're gonna play Holloway, his decision prop is still sitting at like plus 320. Like, it's not a bad look. Like, I feel like as long as you don't bet money lines, like any prop you take on this fight, you're getting really good odds for it. Like, I don't hate it, like, but and by the way, this isn't even a live bet spot because you saw last fight. I mean, Holloway had the first 2 rounds, and like, I mean, look, if Holloway wins round 1 and you love Volk, pat it. Honestly, because the dude knows how to like make adjustments and like, but honestly, this division is these two, and it's kind of everybody else, man. Like, no knock on Josh Emmett, but what the fuck is Josh Emmett going to do against either one of these two? Like, I don't know, but let's move on. We got one fight left, guys. Thanks for hanging in here. We got one fight left, especially with the restart. My like, if only we had an IT guy at the MMA Engine that could help me figure out how to do these things. If only we could hire an IT guy with a 20-year programming background.
Look in the mirror.
I heard the bags before I lost my mind. Adesanya Cannonier. I believe Mike is starting. I have no idea who's starting this one off, but like I don't have much to say about this one at all. Mike, you want to start this one off?
Yeah, I think it's my turn. And look, again, I think everybody's got a similar read here for a reason, right? What's Cannonier realistically going to bring in here where he can win a decision? I don't think anything. I think if he wins, it's a KO, and I'm not willing to bet on that. Now, the other thing is, all right, everybody's saying Izzy by decision, right? Because we're so used to Izzy being this boring guy who almost always goes to decision other than with when he beat up Costa. And I just think this might be a return to form for Izzy. I feel like now he's got a chip on his shoulder. He finally beat Whitaker that second time. He's been wanting this Cannonier fight for a minute. And I think he's going to come out here and try to prove something. And I think he will prove something. I expect him to beat up Cannonier over 3-4 rounds. And then I'm going to bet on a late finish. So I have a sprinkle on Adesanya round 4 KO, and I have a sprinkle on Adesanya round 5 KO. So it's plus 1,600 and plus 2,200. It's just a 0.1 sprinkle. I just think that Adesanya is as good as we think, and I think he can finish Cannonier inside the distance this time.
So I'm just going to pass it to Wiz because the one prop that and Mike had no idea I like this. The one prop that I have thrown a couple of pennies on is Adesanya round 4. I don't know why I liked round 4 in my head. We didn't even talk about this, Mike. Like, Mike had no, like, dude, we're honest with you. Like, I had no idea. I don't know why I like round 4 so much here, but I do. And like the KO, I have the round 4 KO, and it's like, I think it was 1,800 or for the KO. And by the way, I don't love these kind of bets. Like, you're already getting a good price with the round 4 prop. I've like my book, BetMGM's that listed here. I have it at plus 1,800 because I put this in before, but this is a gut feeling bet too. Like, I just feel like it becomes one of these plays. The reason I like round 4 so much in general, guys, is like, it's one of these fights like you have a champion, and like it's like that you get in the championship rounds, and it's like a mind fuck. Like, it's like these dudes like fuck them dead. Because if this hits the round, and also another reason I like round 4 is if it's 3-0 Izzy after 3-0, and like spoiler alert, like it probably should be, then at some point Cannonier's corner's got to be like, dude, you got to go. You got to go. Right now. Got to go. And if he does, what's he leaving himself open to? Like, so Wiz, you got anything that, I don't know if you're going to beat like plus 1,900 or whatever, but like.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, that's a good look. I had the popular Izzy decision plus 500 on the board here for the show, but I'm probably not going to end up touching this this bet at all, this fight in general.
Hey, Larson, I'm the guy who knocks, and you'll find that out in a couple of minutes. I am the man who knocks. So I'll just go over the bets real quick for the people. I'm not like putting Revenge Alpha money on the screen. I do have a poster for it, but CJ can suck it. Just to recap, and I will tweet all this. Wiz has the Stoliarenko sub plus for 350. There's really no equity in like this whole fight. Wiz also has the Barber KO plus 450. I get it. It's tough. Mike is on the Duplessis sub or Duplessis. Like, seriously, I have to go watch Burt. Like, where's Brady?
Duplessis.
I think it's Duplessis.
Well, whatever Burt says is how it's officially pronounced.
Yeah, it's definitely Duplessis.
Okay, well, shut up. Well, if Burt, if you're watching, your biggest fan is asking you how to say this correctly. I don't care what these crumb bums say. Hey. Hall decision for Wiz at plus 650 is it really is a great look if it gets out of the first round. I really love that bet. Plus 500 for Cerrone decision. We're moving on. Finally, I got one. The Gary Green fight to end in round 3 at plus 700. All of us are on the Turner sub at plus 700. It's such a mispriced, guys, this is consensus. It is just a mispriced banana land prop. You guys both hit the Barberena Lawler fight in ways I can't beat. Yeah, their shirt Burt, of course. Mike has Barberena round 3, but Wiz got yeah bags. And I am a sucker for people getting hit in the balls. It is what I do for a living. I'm not hitting people in the balls, but
I hope that's not what you do for a living.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, my neighbor's kind of a jerk, and like, if I just ran up to him and just, I feel like you could do like the Family Guy thing where you just whale somebody the balls, be like, no, you're on a TV show. Like, the camera's right over there. They're like, oh, okay, and then you just run away.
You're only allowed to do that if you take a video of it.
I'm just saying, like, maybe it's a one-shot deal. That seems all right to me. O'Malley round 3 KO. Wiz and I are on that one. Strickland sub, we're kind of all on that one. Volkanovski KO, Wiz and I are on that one. I know Mike, I don't think Mike's going to bet it because I know Mike is just a Holloway fan. And by the way, nothing wrong with being like a fan and being like, I can't bet it. Like, we all like money, but like, there's nothing wrong with being like, I just can't do it, dude.
I did the same thing when Adesanya fought Whitaker. I'm a tremendous Whitaker fan.
I love Whitaker, dude. I
knew Adesanya was going to win, so I was like, Mike, let's not throw away money. Bet the over. And
just root.
So that's what I did. I bet the over.
And if Whitaker KO him, you're happy to lose that bet. I love Whitaker, man. That's my dude, man. Like, I love Whitaker. And then main event, we're on Adesanya round 4. And that's all we got.
And round 5.
And round 5, but like just late rounds, we'll call it. So Mike, tell the people where they can find you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And now we do like we promote ourselves things.
Yes, sir. So like Lou said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys. This is my favorite show, like I always say. I love these crazy props. This is my thing. You can find me on Twitter at Couch Warrior Pod. I post all my picks. Try to do it as soon as I make them, or I'll update my slate every day. That's what I do. So if you want my picks, that's where to find them. And then on YouTube, you can find me at the Couch Warrior Podcast. I've got a show on Tuesdays where I break down the fights from a betting perspective. This week I did a show with Pat over at Addicted to Combat. It was dope. Make sure to check it out. Then
He's in the chat right now. He's in the chat right now too, by the way.
My guy. And then on Wednesdays I do my fantasy show. Also a dope thing. I go over prize picks, monkey knife fight, underdog fantasy with stats, something most people don't do right now. So I think that's pretty cool. Then I do this show on Thursdays. And then I'm normally on the round table with John Kelly on Saturdays as well. So that's me.
Wiz, talk to the people. Where can they find you? And by the way, Wiz, you're free to talk about the sports you're really good at that are not MMA also.
Thank you. So you can find me on Twitter at WizzBets. Currently, it's the only page I got going on. Looking to start a YouTube channel pretty soon. But daily on the baseball. While we were on stream, I hit a nerfie for
he's killing baseball. He's killing it.
I also got the Phillies. We're up 11-1, by the way.
Yeah, well, guess what? Oh yeah, the Phils. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know you like that one. But yeah, it's at WizzBets on Twitter. Appreciate all the support and thanks for having me on.
So Wiz is not promoting himself properly. So you know where you can see Wiz again in 5 hours on Liam's channel? Can you not?
You definitely can. And can you not see yourself in Liam's podcast in 5 hours?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Liam Gordo.
The 4 Hatmen are returning.
So last week we all went on there and and I was like, oh wow, these 3 are good. And like, who the fuck is this old dude? And then all of a sudden, all our picks are good again, except for TJ Brown. And when that one trolls in the chat, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, bro, you were right. I'm an idiot. TJ Brown stinks." But as far as I go, my content schedule this week is crazy. It's a pay-per-view. And by the way, Wiz, this will not be the last time you see Wiz on this channel. Trust me when I say that. It's not the last time you see Wiz. I'm at 12:30 tonight. We think, is it 12:30? We think. I'll be on with Liam. Liam will post it. Look, that's Liam's job. Liam will promote that. But Wiz and I are doing that. Friday, tomorrow, I got the happy hour with Monk. Special guest Zaid Hussein. His TikTok game is this dude's fucking hilarious. Zaid's a beast. I'm on the Lambo show tomorrow, which I'll tell you right now, I know Mushroom's excited. Brady and I are doing Lambo tomorrow with Tim Troiano and Narco. And by the way, if you're not following Narco, you're out of your fucking minds. Go follow Narco Cop. This dude's just killing it. He's killing the game. Get this dude the 1K. And Saturday, much like Mike, I'm on the John Kelly panel. And at 2 p.m., me and Billy motherfucking Briz are debuting a new show. We're going to give you all the late line movement you need, our 4 to 5 best bets. We're going to keep our involvement super short. That show, all about you guys in chat. What do you want to know? What bet questions do you have? What angles do you like? Or shit, just ask us about the Sixers or any local bullshit. We don't care, dude. It's a Philly crew in the house. Ask us. It's going to be a lot of fun. He may be smoking a little bit on camera. I may be completely not doing that. But a couple of drinks, a couple of beers early. Let's fucking go, bitches. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We really appreciate you. Good luck this weekend. And 8:15 probability on this network with Weezy and Brady, breaking down time props from a statistical perspective. Guys, have a great night. Thank you so much.